Hello everyone. So welcome back to our channel, that is AI Next Generation. So this will be the series of the things that's related to the Python. We will start the Python from the basic to the level of advanced. Okay. So this particular we will just use this Python. You can go through all the series that's related to the whenever you want to go in the field of AI, ML or deep learning, or whether you want to go for the Python developer in or Django or Flask to build the deploying phase. Everything that's related to the Python you can just study in this series particular. So we will start with the from basic, that introduction to the Python. Then we will move to the various kind of things that we are going to see the many videos, upcoming videos that's related to the Python. Okay. So in this particular video, this is the introduction to the Python. That's it. We will this particular video we are going to see why we are using Python, why we are learning Python. Okay, we as compared to the rest of the language. Okay, so we will start with the Python. So first of all, we already this is my website. Already I have uploaded this introduction to the Python. You can just go through this particular blog. I will just give you the link in this description of the video. You can just directly go and see this particular blog. So first of all, we will jump to the why Python and why we are using Python nowadays for the AI ML everywhere. You are just seeing this thing. The Python is really getting famous day by day whenever there was a no AI at that time. So Python was really, you can say Java was the king among the all the language. But nowadays everywhere you can just see in the AI, or whether it's related to the ML or whether it's related to the backend system, Python is used everywhere. Okay, so I will start with the Python. Okay, first of all, who was invented Python? So Python was invented by Van Rossum in 1989. So it was not an old language. So it is really an old language, I can just say. So whenever someone will say whether the Java is a old language or a Python is a old language, so generally everyone will say Java is really old language as compared to the Python. But it you are just wrong. So Python was invented way before in 1989, but the Java when came in 1995. Okay, so at the time Java was really get famous, too much famous as compared to the Python. So at the time in 90s, what is the use of the Python? So at the time Python was used for the general language. Suppose you are very new to the programming. Okay, you don't know anything that's related to the language, programming language of the computer. So everyone at the time in 1990s, they were saying you have to just read first of all the Python, then you have to go for any particular C++ or whether it's related to the Java or any other language, because Python was very really easy at that time, and there was no use of Python at that much at the time. So but whenever there was a boom in the field of AI, ML, and whether it was really they were just scientists. So I will say why the for AI ML why we are using Python. We can use Java also, we can use C++ also, we can use any language for to develop any AI algorithm or deep learning algorithm. But everywhere you are seeing, everywhere we are using Python and Python. Okay, so the main reason at the time, whenever there was research was going through in the AI ML, so scientists they want to take that particular language, so they will not invest that time to learn the language or any syntax error or something error, because Python you will just find even you are just writing the code of a plus b, you are just writing a plus b or 10 plus 10, that's it. But whenever you are going to write this code in the C++ or Java, that at least you should write the 7 to 8 line of the code. Okay, so means you want to make so much small number of line of the code to so that scientists can use that particular language and see how they have just processed in that. So, okay, so Python was really used in the AI ML nowadays everywhere. 99.99% you can just say Python is used everywhere. So even you can just see Python application nowadays, like whenever you're going to create any model that's related to the AI, or whether you want to use the PyTorch, that's indirectly you are using everything Python. And whether you are going for the backend system, like developing some GUI, nowadays we are using for the Python only, or software development or scientific numeric, or you can just say any business application or audio and video converter. So there are many use of the application of the Python is really vast nowadays, and it is used everywhere. And it is really easy language as compared to the any other language, because you don't have to bother about what the syntax will be, what the variable name you should define. It will already has been defined by the particular Python. You don't have to bother about what we have to define. Okay, so we will, and why the Python become too much famous at the time. So already I've just said you, whenever there was a boom in the field of AI ML at the time. So when in during the 2010 or 2012, so Python was really pick on that part. And if nowadays every company, even the Google, YouTube, Yahoo, NASA and Dropbox, they are using the Python language. So you can just imagine Python way what was before and what the Python become now. So Python is really very famous particular language nowadays. So we have different type of version. That was Python 1 version was in 1994, Python 2 came in 2000, and Python 3 came in 2008. Nowadays we are just using 3.9 or 3.8 or 3.7. Okay, so this was the only two introduction part of the Python. So why we are going to use Python, what is the use of Python, what is the version we are going to use in the Python, that is 3.8 or 3.9, and why the Python become too much famous as compared to any other language. Okay, so that's all for this video. In the next video I will just go through the installance of the Python, and then after which particular we will use Anaconda, Jupyter or PyCharm, we will see in the upcoming video. So that's all for this video. So if you like our video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you.